home body ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like Mama.
Up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang home body ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like Mama.
home body ko, top mama, simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
Up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang home body ko, top mama, simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
Good evening, Eva fans, here at the Aero Center for the third Inter-Alumni Veterans Basketball Association 2023 Tanduay Athletics Cup. Our first game for today features the St. Peter the Apostle School versus the Philippine Institute of Quezon City. Let us now meet the starters. Beginning with your St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. Starting with power forward number 1, Milton Canare. Small forward number 8, Kirby Chua. At one guard number 9, Henry Inductivo. At shooting guard number 12, Wesley Ong. And at center number 24, Adrian Wong. Head coach of the St. Peter the Apostle School alumni is Mac Tan. And now let us welcome the starting five for your Philippine Institute of Quezon City alumni. At point guard number 3, Rainiel C. At power forward number 4, Ronald Wong. Small forward number 8, Christopher Lee. At two guard number 13, Ivan C. And at center number 41, Christian Lee. Leading the Philippine Institute of Quezon City alumni is Paul Brian Yun. Our referees for this game are Jackson Mabandos, Justin Santos, and Roel Mananap.
This is your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup Wednesday doubleheader in the 40-up division. This is our first matchup of our day. St. Peter the Apostle School alumni against Philippine Institute of Quezon City. How are you doing, folks? This is Diego De La Paz together with Brian Presilius on the call. And the action here is brought to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick-O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing. And the league is powered by Chinoy Basketball Association, and all of our games are live from the Aero Center in Quezon City. And the action is now underway here in our first matchup of the night. Starting here for the white shirts of St. Peter the Apostle School, Ajong Wong there, blocked in his first shot attempt. He's flanked by Milton Canare, Kirby Chua, Henry Inductivo, the best player of the ball game in St. Peter the Apostle School's 81-33 rout of Tiongse Academy, and Wesley Ong. And we have a little bit of a delay in the action on the floor.
Speaking of Henry Inductivo, you mentioned that he was the best player of the ball game in the last outing. That was a very dominating victory for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, despite coming off the bench, scoring 19 big points, grabbing 9 rebounds and 8 assists.
Wow!
To bag the best player of the ball game honors.
And for PIQC, they are flanked here by Raniel C., Ronald Wong, Christopher Lee, Ivan C., and big man Christian Lee. And scoring underneath the basket. Oh wait, correction. A three-point shot, tough mama three-point shot there, courtesy of Ivan C., the starting shooting guard here of PIQC, to open up the scoring here. Henry Inductivo, they go to the corner here. Ong for 3, trying to answer back. No, it's back tap. Fake. The drive here, the shot inside by Kirby Chua. Picking up where he left off in that last game last Sunday.
Partner, and I would like to even mention that Kirby Chua is playing in the 48 and up division of this team.
Wow.
And during the last, actually it was yesterday, partner, when I was covering it with Greg.
Yeah.
You know, he was scoring more than half the total points of that team. And it's like he has the green light to score at will for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni.
And Ajong Wong called for that foul on that last play. But Henry Inductivo there, before handing back the ball, he looked shell-shocked, to say the least. 40 on the shot clock here, corner 3 on the way. Oh, hits nothing but the side of the board. He gets his own miss, and the putback shot is good for Christopher Lee. But quickly here, Henry Inductivo against 4 blue shirts. Nice find to the corner, Milton Canare. The shot, it doesn't rattle in. Henry Inductivo, the smallest guy on the floor, trying to get the box out, nearly gets the rebound.
What effort we're seeing from Henry Inductivo, and I think Coach Mactan is after recalibrations, after 2 games, knowing fully well that this season is going to be much more intense as it approaches the midway part of the season. So opting to start Henry Inductivo.
7 on the shot clock here for PIQC. C, the drive, 2 seconds on the shot clock, the floater no good. And the rebound here grabbed by Wesley Ong, and there is a whistle on the floor. And let's talk about PIQC's last performance against Grace Christian College alumni, the runner-up from season 2.
That was very valiant effort from the side of Coach Michael Oliver's squad. Very commendable, especially from their main man, Christopher Lee, who scored 26 big points, but they just went up against a brick wall, literally.
Yeah.
We're still undefeated right now in Grace Christian College alumni. But if you have one player partner who scored more than half your points in total, probably you need more supporting cast contribution.
That was the trouble here in that ball game for I believe that's Christopher Lee. 6 on the shot clock, quick shot on the way, no good for Kirby Chua, and the rebound there grabbed by Christian Lee. And here comes the blue shirts of PIQC on the attack. C, shovel pass, nice find there to Ronald Wong, but does not connect. Here comes Henry Inductivo, the fake, the drive, what a block shot there by Christopher Lee, erasing that shot to the 5th dimension.
And partner, erase is an understatement with how that block panned out. As we see here, this Metro Summit Realty instant replay, the pass fake to the right, wanting to go for a Kirby Chua layup right there, but Henry Inductivo getting blocked right there.
Kirby Chua missing that jumper. The long rebound by Henry Inductivo. No look pass. Once again, Kirby Chua from 3. No good. Ajong Wong with the rebound. The hook shot. And nearly makes that 3-point play. I thought we were going to see another Ajong Wong flex there.
And that's a staple on Ajong Wong's offensive arsenal, as we see here. And speaking of a staple on the arsenal, Ajong Wong always likes to use his weight, his big frame, to push his weight upon defenders, and he likes to go to that baby hook.
Yeah, and that instant replay brought to you by Metro Summit Realty. Ajong Wong making that first free throw. As we saw in that last game, an impressive performance there by Wong. 15 points, 6 rebounds in that ball game. 5 for 7 from the line in the last game, so very high shooting percentage, especially that Wong made his living on 3-point play opportunities.
Yes, partner, and that's a main difference between their win last game and compared to the loss during their debut in the season. Ajong Wong, during their very first game in the 40 and up division here in the Ayaba, missed almost more than half of his free throws. Good thing during their dominant win against Pyeongse Academy, he converted 5 out of 7. And I think he's picking up from where he left off here in this ball game. Already 2 out of 2, very early here in the first quarter.
5-4 is our count. 1-point lead in favor of PIQC, and there's some clarification there on Rainiel C's. I believe that's a splint there. So they're just making sure that it's legal equipment. If you would take a look at the FIBA rules, it's actually quite strict. When it comes to equipment, they want to make sure that it's not hardened plastic.
Nakita nga natin kanina, pinatanggal din yung
headband
ni Henry Inductivo na very staple din sa itsura niya.
Yeah. Early on the shot clock here for PIQC. They go to Christopher Lee. Rainiel C, they go inside to Christian Lee, no good. And Ajong Wong with the rebound. The white shirts on the attack here. Henry Inductivo, pass to Ong. Ong, the fadeaway jumper, left corner, no good. And the rebound there gathered by Christopher Lee. Lee gives it up. Raniel C, the drive, nice drop pass. And the reverse layup is good for Ivan C. And this PIQC lead up to 3 now, 7-4. Nice interior pass there to Ajong Wong, but picked off. Broken play here for PIQC. The step-through shot, no good for Kirby Chua, but he gets his own miss. Kirby Chua really showing that he is one of the key guys here. But as quick as that, though PIQC leading by 1 here, 76 We have a timeout here on their side. We'll be right back with more Ayaba action.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
And we are back with more action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. By the way, Brian, I noticed this game has a lot of implications early on in this season, as we see that Grace Christian College, who will face Northern Rizal Yorkland School in our main game tonight. The winner between PIQC and St. Peter the Apostle will move up to a four-way tie for third place. So this is big, especially that we have a short season here and every game counts.
And that's very much reflected by the atmosphere we're feeling here inside the Aero Center in Quezon City. And partner, even our audiences and the benches, you can feel how much they're into the ball game. The crowd very much alive.
Oh man, it's going to be tough here for Ajong Wong. That could be his second personal foul.
And that's the huge difference maker here in the side of Coach Mactan's squad. Whenever whenever Ajong Wong is in foul trouble, you can very well see the frustration of him on the court and off the court. And of course, when you have Ajong Wong anchoring your defense, him being benched will have a lot of repercussions for your team's ability to perform.
Yeah, so it was crew chief Jason Mabandos who gave that warning to Ajong Wong for continuous complaining. Our two other referees for tonight's ball game, Justin Santos and Romel Mananap. And an empty possession there for PIQC. As you see, Henry Indoctivo against four blue shirts decides to pull out. He didn't have numbers. Kirby Chua for three. No good. The strong rebound there by Ronald Wong. And here comes C. Nice find there to Christopher Lee. The shot is good. Christopher Lee he's really getting it on here for PIQC. And inbound violation there committed by Geoffrey Chua, who replaced Ajong Wong.
So these are very costly turnovers, unforced turnovers at that.
4:03 remaining here in the first quarter. They go to the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong there for Rainiel C. Here comes Henry Indoctivo. Indoctivo, fearless drive. Oh, uses the glass. And St. Peter the Apostle School here. Down 1, 9-8.
No fear in the eyes of Henry Indoctivo against four blue shirts.
After having seen Henry Indoctivo in so many leagues, I am not surprised with the way that he's playing. 5 on the shot clock. Shot up, no good there for Rainiel C. And here comes Henry Indoctivo once again for St. Peter the Apostle. And the shot is in and out for Indoctivo. And he gets his own miss there. He didn't give up on that play. 10 on the shot clock. They go inside to Chua. The shot up, no good for Kirby Chua. And here comes PIQC. And there is another foul, this time whistled against Geoffrey Chua.
Diego, the rim
Correction, that was on Edison Law.
The rim has not been generous for Kirby Chua thus far in this ball game. I think he has hoisted up 3 3-point attempts to no avail, and that mid-range jumper in the paint, still no go for Kirby Chua. So some early game jitters here for the main offensive man of St. Peter the Apostle School alumni.
14 on the shot clock here for PIQC. Christopher Lee kills his dribble, gives it up to Ivan C. 7 on the shot clock. Ivan C, the step back jumper from 3. Bing, bang, boom for your tough mama 3-point shot. the second one this quarter for PIQC.
Ivan C is a volume 3-point shooter. You know, remember when he hoisted up 6 3-point shot attempts
Wow.
during the last game, only converting 1 although.
And the long rebound there gathered by Ivan C. And that's another foul whistled against St. Peter the Apostle.
Fouls starting to pile up here
Yeah.
for both teams.
Henry Inductivo there getting his first personal foul. Down to the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. And this lead here has ballooned to 4. Wide open 3 all day, every day. Short though, but Castro there with the rebound. But missing that putback shot as Henry Inductivo once again. Ooh! You can't stop that Henry Inductivo funk.
The maneuvering ability of Henry Inductivo, just relentless, very resilient, very excellent with that basketball. Talking about Henry Inductivo, already with 6 big points for his team right now.
9 on the shot clock here for PIQC, and a pushing foul there called on Julian DiChauco Jr. And
So-
that will be that will be 2 shots for PIQC.
Penalty situation right here for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, much to the dismay and the frustration of the coaching staff and the bench. Only 3 fouls meanwhile for Philippine Institute of Quezon City, as we see Kirby Chua getting to the bench for a much deserved breather.
2 free throws on the way here for Arvin Ong, and the first one rattles in.
You know, not a lot of points contributed by Arvin Ong, but you have to commend this big man's pursuit of that board. 7 big rebounds to
Yeah.
lead his team in that department during their loss against the Grace Christian College alumni.
Arvin Ong making that first free throw, and the second swishes in, extending this PIQC lead to 4, 14 to 10. Coming down to a minute 11 here in the first quarter. Henry Inductivo still manning the point here. Gives it up to Edison Law. They go underneath here. Back to Law. 7 on the shot clock. Left corner jumper. No good. He gets his own miss, but he gets blocked from behind by Castro. He puts up that shot, and that'll mean 2 foul shots here for Edison Law.
That was a lucky break for Edison Law, getting his own offensive rebound. As we see here, this instant replay brought to you by Metro Summit Realty. That power rebound, strong pound of the basketball, enabled him to carve some space inside, and now going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. But the front end of that one, a miss.
And these free throws becoming all important here for St. Peter the Apostle, as they don't want this deficit to balloon, as 0 for 2 there goes Edison Law. 2 for 1 opportunity here for PIQC. Directing the traffic here is Christopher Lee. Bounce pass to Ivan C. They go back to Christopher Lee there. Tried to kick it out, but goes to no one. And here comes Henry Inductivo once again. Pull-up jumper. Back rims it, and the rebound goes to Arvin Ong. Last shot time here for PIQC. 10 seconds remaining. Christopher Lee gives it up to the corner. Fake. The shot by Castro, no good at the buzzer for Gilbert Castro. And at the end of the first 10 minutes of action, PIQC holding a 4-point advantage over St. Peter the Apostle School, 14 to 10. We'll be right back with more action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. And we are back with more action here in the third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup on a weird weather Wednesday evening, live from the Aero Center in Quezon City. And action is brought to you by Tanway Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick-O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing. And of course, this league is powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. My name is Diego De Paz, together with Brian Presilius on the call. And PIQC will get first crack at the basket to start the second quarter of action. Near turnover there by PIQC, but they did turn the ball over. And quickly up court for DeChauco. DeChauco there, losing the handle at the baseline. Losing real estate there. And here comes PIQC. Rainiel C. Gives it up. Castro. 10 on the shot clock. Goes closer. 17-foot jumper is good for Gilbert Castro. And Brian, I believe we have some stats to dissect here from the first quarter.
You know, partner, the free throw story. Both of these teams are shooting decent from the line. But what's been very noticeable from both teams is actually rebounding. St. Peter the Apostle School alumni having way more rebounds, especially on the offensive end, but they're not able to capitalize off that second chance opportunities. So if they want to come back in this game, and just like that,
yes, yeah,
that's
just
what
like
they
that.
need to continue to do more in the second quarter.
Yeah, Kirby Chua, he's hot and he's cold so far here in the first half of action. Tan, the floater, no good. And the rebound there grabbed by Alexander D. And he gets called for that foul.
Talking about being cold, partner, Kirby Chua, 0 out of 4 from beyond the arc.
So that's a little troubling.
What's good about this is when he went back to the bench for the first time in the first quarter, we heard Coach Mactan lift his spirits up and said, okay lang yan. You know, keep your chin up, shoot your shots.
Yeah.
Eventually it will trickle in.
A shot underneath is good there by Arvin Ong against the tall trees there of St. Peter the Apostle School. But the bigger story here, we saw that Ajong Wong has 2 personal fouls quickly in the first quarter, which has kept him glued to the bench.
And until now, he is on the bench.
And here comes PIQC. No look pass here to the corner for Christopher Lee. 10 on the shot clock. They go back to Marvin Tan. They go inside to Arvin Ong, but it's stolen away here by St. Peter the Apostle. Kirby Chua, thought 3, decides to drive. 15-foot jumper, he gets fouled. The hoop, the harm. 3-point play the hard way here for Kirby Chua.
And that is the bread and butter move of Kirby Chua. As we see here, the instant replay brought to you by Metro Summit Realty. Hang time.
Yes.
Beautifully looking jumper. And the worst you can do is to foul a jump shooter as good as Kirby Chua.
Kirby Chua, the 3-point play opportunity is good. Starting to get things going here. So far, 5 points here in the second quarter. 7:04 remaining here in the period. Ong gets his pocket pick there by Milton Canare. Canare, the spin. The find inside to D. The shot, no good. And we have 2 of our officials blowing their whistles. And it's a pushing foul there on Marvin Tan.
And you have to commend the effort. What made that transition opportunity possible was yet another steal for Coach Mactan's squad. Second consecutive steal for them.
7 on the shot clock. The shot, no good there for Alexander D. And he'll go to the foul line for 2 shots. Henry Inductivo and Ajong Wong checking back into the ball game. As we see here, our Metro Summit Realty instant replay, there was a more body contact on that shot attempt there by Alexander D. and sending him to the foul line for more free throws on the way here for St. Peter the Apostle. But PIQC here already with 3 quick fouls, and we haven't breached the halfway point of the quarter.
First free throw is good for Alexander D. But of course, we want to commend the scoring output. 8 big points to lead all scorers across both teams in Ivan C. From Philippine Institute of Quezon City. As we see here, the re-entry of muscle man Ajong Wong.
6:26 remaining. Here comes PIQC, just up by 1 here. 10 on the shot clock. They kick it out. Castro, the fake. He goes closer. And his shot no good. Milton Canare. 2-on-2 fast break. Now it's a 3-on-2 fast break. The pull-up jumper no good. And the long rebound goes to the hand here of Christopher Lee. Lee, early on to the shot clock. Pull-up jumper no good. And the rebound there gathered by Kirby Chua. Henry Indoctivo also back in the ball game. Gives it up to Chua. 3-pointer on the way. No good. And there's a holding foul called there on Christian Lee of PIQC on that rebounding action with Ajong Wong.
And that is the value of an Ajong Wong for you, for your team. He always dives for loose balls, always trying to get that leather, come what may, whatever the cost may be. And at that time around, he was held back. A foul is called against his defender.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. Coach Mactan wants to talk things over with his wards. 18-17, 1-point lead here in favor of PIQC. We are back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup. Presented to you by Tanway Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, Shawarma Shack Stick, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and the league is powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. All of our games are live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday here at the Aero Center in Quezon City. Off of the inbound play, Henry Indoctivo. Man, still sharp as ever.
And that's a paint action for Henry Indoctivo. Again, no fear in his eyes whenever he is on that shaded area, despite his size.
And St. Peter the Apostle School alumni getting their first taste of the lead this quarter. And here comes Indoctivo, splitting the defense here at PIQC, but he got caught doing the two-step on the cha-cha.
Sayang ito, Coach Mactan very vocal saying that would have been an easy entry pass to Ajong Wong, who was already trying to seal his defender using his weight. But Henry Indoctivo opting for that push on that shaded area, caught traveling.
We're down to the halfway point of the second quarter. C for 3, short. Long rebound goes back to Rainiel C. Reset here to Ivan C. He goes to the corner. 3-pointer on the way. Oh, yes, baby. For PIQC, a tough mama 3-point shot there for Ivan C.
That is the third 3-point conversion already for Philippine Institute of Quezon City.
Oh, no. That is the third personal foul on Ajong Wong there. Great charge drawn there by Ronald Wong. .406 remaining here in the second.
And another foul called here, which paves the way for this benching situation on Ajong Wong again on the bench.
Ooh. So that's the fourth personal foul on Ajong Wong. Oh my, that is a interesting
huge development.
Very huge development,
to say the least. And we're only in the second quarter, Diego. Not even in the dying minutes of the third quarter.
And a technical free throw here for PIQC's Ivan C. But it's still a 2-point leader for PIQC. It's still close ball game here. So nothing of alarm for PIQC here, for St. Peter the Apostle rather.
But another angle to look at it is, because this is a neck-to-neck battle, the more that you actually need your key guys like Ajong Wong.
That's right. Actually, 12 on the shot clock here. Wong drives. No good there for Ronald Wong.
And immediately you see the absence of Ajong Wong,
Felt, yeah. It was really felt there in that play. And the foul there was called on Wesley Ong.
Ronald Wong knowing fully well that Ajong Wong is not on the floor.
Yeah. That's going to be a huge
Green
deal.
light for him now to attack that rim.
0 for 2 from the foul line for Wong, but he gets his own miss. Fresh 14 here for PIQC. The drive, the step, the shot, no good. And the rebound there, gathered by Kirby Chua. And here comes big Wesley Ong. 15 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass, nice find inside, but they decide not to take that inside shot, but they go to the outside. Second opportunity here. The fake, the shot is good for big Wesley Ong. And it's a tied ball game once again at 21. Here comes PIQC. The shot, good defensive stop there, but a little bit of harm there on that drive. Let's take a look at that Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay. Christopher Lee, him being a scorer, we know that he could try to draw those fouls.
And what gave the defender the idea that he has to be on his toes and jump up for that defense was knowing that Christopher Lee can shoot from that baseline mid-range perimeter area.
Yes.
Left with a couple of inches, it would be automatic for Christopher Lee.
Yeah, it's very dangerous here to leave Christopher Lee wide open, especially with his performance in their last game. Let's take a look. 26 points. So that's one dangerous scorer.
7 out of 12 from the 2-point area.
Kirby Chua gets the hoop, the harm. 3-point play the hard way. Much to the delight of the partisan St. Peter the Apostle School crowd. And let's take a look at that play once again in our Metro Summit Realty Instant
He just
Replay.
flipped up that shot.
Yes, with reckless abandon. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the second. Once again, we are tied, and there's a chance here for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni to retake the lead, and yes, they do.
So the total 24 points, half of that coming from Kirby Chua.
Oh, that's a huge deal, especially that they don't. Again, no Ajong Wong, 4 personal fouls already. Henry and Doctivo, a little bit on and off so far here in the first half of action. 2:15 remaining. They go. Mid-range jumper is good there for Lex Chua. And PIQC has seen enough. Let's take a look at that one more time in our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay. Lex Chua from the foul line for 2. And it's a 26-23 lead for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. We'll be back with more action. Down to the last 2 minutes and 10 of our first half of action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup 40 up division opening game of our Wednesday super set here. St. Peter the Apostle School taking a 3-point lead here, 26-23. Kirby Chua and Lex Chua contributing the last 5 points that turned things around here to force PIQC to call that last timeout. Rainiel C. They go to Christopher Lee. Back to Rainiel C. 5 on the shot clock. Nice find inside. What a cut there by Arvin Ong. Recognizing that the defense was not looking at him.
Yeah, especially the defense was late, and immediately two white shirts recognizing and pleading their apologies to each other, saying that, well, that's on me.
Yeah.
I missed that layup.
And now PIQC just down by 1 here, 26-25. A minute and a half remaining here in the second. They go to the corner, 3-pointer on the way, short there. And the long rebound here goes to Wesley Ong. Ong gets his pocket picked there by Rainiel C, and there is a foul. But that will mean 2 foul shots here for PIQC as they were in penalty much earlier here in this quarter.
Canare now replacing.
Wesley Ong, who committed that last foul.
Back and forth action we're seeing here, and this is only our first game on our Wednesday doubleheader.
C rims out on that first free throw, but PIQC can tie with this free throw right here. No good for Rainiel C, still scoreless here, but Ong with a putback, no good, and the rebound gathered there by Kirby Chua. Henry Inductivo. Nice find underneath to Chua, loses the handle, and here comes PIQC. C, nice find underneath. Oh, what a find to Rainiel C. And St. Peter the Apostle School alumni wants to talk things over. Let's take a look at that last play in our Metro Summit Realty instant replay. That nice find there from Ivan C to Rainiel C for that fast break layup. Coach Mactan talking things over. We'll be right back with more action. We're down to the last 36.9 of our first half of action here in the first game of our Wednesday doubleheader here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. St. Peter the Apostle School alumni down by 1 here against PIQC, 27-26. Diego de Paz together with Brian Presillas on the call here live from the Aero Center in Quezon City. Inductivo. Nice find there. They go to the corner. The Chauco with that corner jumper.
Basketball is a game of runs, and the game of runs this has been.
Turnaround shot, no good there for Castro. Gets his own miss. Relocates, and nice find underneath for 2 there for Arvin Ong. 2 seconds remaining. Inductivo at the buzzer. Oh, that could have gone in had it traveled at least 2 more feet ahead. PIQC though with a 1-point lead here, 29-28 at the end of the first 2 quarters of action. And Brian, I want to get your thoughts on how PIQC was able to at least keep a step ahead here of St. Peter the Apostle School.
Defense really speaks louder than any other aspect in basketball. PIQC is able to deny Ajong Wong the ball couple of times early in the first quarter, which really bothered, I guess, his momentum, his rhythm, his groove. And those 4 early fouls is huge for Ajong Wong. And the coaching staff, headed by Coach Michael Oliver of PIQC, knowing fully well that Ajong Wong is on the bench, instructed his team, attack the paint. Be relentless in the shaded area, and
as we see here in our halftime highlights, they've been making a living underneath the shaded lane.
Well, without Ajong Wong on that shaded area, that's virtually a
walk in the park.
A walk in the park, a place to feast in there.
29-28 PIQC up against St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, and we'll be right back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup. This is your third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup 40 up division. The first of our Wednesday doubleheader here sees PIQC taking a 1-point advantage over St. Peter the Apostle School alumni 29-28. And action is brought to you by Tanduay Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick-O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing, and of course powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. And Brian, we took a look at some of the stats from the first half of action, and man, it is very interesting here to see how things are shaping up.
And as we can see in the scoreboard, this is only a 1-point ball game, virtually a tied game, Diego.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any difference maker here, significant, so much so that a team was able to pull away. Field goal conversions 11-11, very identical. But what some difference here we could notice is on the 3-point shooting department, 0 of 11
Wow.
for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. So they've been shooting blanks from that long distance, despite some open looks for Kirby Chua. Meanwhile, 3 conversions naman para sa Philippine Institute of Quezon City.
Yeah, and also we saw there that despite that, St. Peter the Apostle School actually, they were lording it over on the offensive board. 16 offensive rebounds leading to 14 second chance points. But PIQC, they've been able to convert in transition with 10 points of turnovers. So those are some of the trends we are looking at right now.
And another one where we would like to commend are the, very effective scorers from both squads.
Yeah.
Almost canceling each other out. Talking about Kirby Chua and Ivan C, 12 and 11 respectively.
Yeah, those are interesting. That's an interesting matchup we have here. 2 of the hottest shooters for their respective teams. Oh, look at that! For the first time this ball game, Edison Law with a tough mama 3-point shot.
The very first 1 out of 12 now for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni.
C trying to answer right back, goes to the top of the board and out. And that initial basket there by St. Peter the Apostle School to start the third quarter of action must have rattled PIQC.
It could change, change the tide here and change the momentum in favor of the St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. Now that they've scratched the 3-point line.
5 on the shot clock here. Another 3-pointer on the way. No good this time for Edison Law. And here comes PIQC, slow to their front court. Rainiel C face the defense of Henry Inductivo. Rainiel C, the drive, the nice feed to Wong. They go underneath. No good there for Christian Lee. Second serving, still no go. Third opportunity here. 7 on the shot clock for the blue shirts. Oh, and what a shot by Christopher Lee, one of our top scorers in this ball game so far.
You talked about the disparity in offensive rebounding and second chance points. That time around, Philippine Institute of Quezon City showing that they also have the might to be able to get those second cracks at the basket.
3 seconds on the shot clock here. Kirby Chua. Oh, and the 24-second buzzer has sounded on St. Peter the Apostle School alumni.
So still no team wants to be pulled away from here. 31-31 is their tally with 7:53 remaining. And we've yet to see Ajong Wong on the floor.
Yeah, again, Ajong Wong, if you just joined our broadcast, saddled with 4 personal fouls, called for a technical foul to get his 4th personal foul due to a second infraction of what's that? I believe it was resentment to a call. When he was called for his 3rd personal foul.
His services are definitely being missed here by his squad.
Christopher Lee gets his pocket pick. 10 on the shot clock. Broken play here for PIQC. The shot, no good. Back rims it. Goes Rainiel C. And here comes Kirby Chua. Henry Inductivo. 15 on the shot clock here for the white shirts. Kirby Chua driving. The shot inside heavy traffic. No go. And here comes PIQC on the attack. Rainiel C. The layup does not roll through. And Henry Inductivo gathers the loose ball. It's a 3-on-3 fast break here. Inductivo, the jumper. Another back rim shot. And the rebound this time goes to Ronald Wong.
Wow, this frenetic pace and action we're seeing, and we're only in the first game of this doubleheader.
Again, we have Grace Christian College versus Northern Rizal Yorkland School in our nightcap here. And a traveling violation there called on PIQC. And Coach Mactan here really applauding his players for their effort. Kirby Chua. Mid-range jumper, in and out. The long rebound goes to Henry Inductivo. 12 on the shot clock here for the white shirts of St. Peter the Apostle School. Kirby Chua once again for three. Short. Oh, another rebound here by Henry Inductivo, but this time pulls down the rebound, but also makes that mid-range jumper to work.
One of the many tools in the toolbox of Henry Inductivo, a total floor general who can spread the floor, shoot a mid-range, shoot a three, get into his spot, and I think that's a traveling violation on Ivan C.
Yeah, that shot by Ivan C, by the way, that step through could have been good, but apparently our referees saw an illegal motion there.
I guess the pivot on the back
Yeah.
sort of moved in the process of trying to get that step through.
Henry Inductivo early in the shot clock here, pulls up for a three, but he a technical foul there whistled against Gilbert Castro.
And a technical foul.
Yeah, because
Plus,
I believe that's. I think it's the hand screen when somebody tries to attempt a shot. That's an automatic technical foul already. So it will be a technical free throw here for Henry Inductivo.
And three more.
Ooh,
Or just a technical foul.
let's take a look first. Henry Inductivo makes the first free throw. Now with 9 points in the ball game.
He's the second leading scorer for his squad, next to 14 points of Kirby Chua.
So right now our referees for the ball game, Jackson Mabandos, Justin Santos, and Romel Mananap. They're conferring there. Because that was a three-point attempt, by the way, by Henry Inductivo.
And I think that is the argument here being premised upon by Coach Mactan and his coaching staff. And some clarifications, of course, before the final verdict to get the right call. But Henry Inductivo definitely pleading his case.
All right, so Crew Chief Jackson Mabandos clarified that call. So, all right, so
That wasn't
So-
apparently.
So apparently it was a clear attempt, but it was the landing spot actually. That was called earlier. That's why Castro got the technical foul. 10 on the shot clock. Kirby Chua, the shot. Oh, calmly sinks that one against heavy traffic.
You know, you hoist up that ball frequently enough, a couple number of times. Eventually, you'll get your groove and get that shot to go. That is the case for Kirby Chua that time around.
Christopher Lee, the three, no good. The long rebound. Tried to be saved there by Gilbert Castro, but he was already out of bounds when he did. 4 minutes and 40 remaining here in the third quarter. Glad to have you with us here in our live broadcast via Facebook Live on Ayaba's Facebook page. Kirby Chua gets his pocket pick there by Castro, but out of bounds there. Still in favor of St. Peter the Apostle School, holding a 5-point lead here over PIQC after trailing by one at halftime.
PIQC has been stagnant offensively here, partner. We can notice not a lot of action going on in their offensive sets. Unlike St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, who has been very fluid with their action and especially their jumpers in the perimeter.
Now it's a 7-point advantage here off of that Milton Canare foul line jumper. 12 on the shot clock here. Wong, the drive. Oh, gets a shot blocked there by Geoffrey Chua. And here comes Henry Inductivo. Crosses the timeline. Inductivo gets stripped there. No foul call. And here comes PIQC. 15 on the shot clock. The fake. The shot. No good there. Put back shot by Wong. Great block shot there. Great defense by St. Peter the Apostle School. Not fouling on those plays.
You know, almost I was assuming a botched play defensively because Coach Mactan was asking them to do a duty foul.
Yeah.
Because there were no numbers on that side of the floor. But I guess, you know, if it works, no need to change it.
And we have a timeout on the floor, quickly called here by PIQC. Baseline inbound for them when we return here in the third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup. And we are back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanway Athletics Cup. Presented to you by Tanway Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick O, Davies Paints, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys Do-It-Yourself Auto Detailing. And the league is powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association. We have games live from the Aero Center in Quezon City every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And action is starting to heat up here in this league, especially that this game has huge implications in terms of team standings, which we'll explain later. 7 on the shot clock here for PIQC. The drive, the shot, no good. What a defensive stand there for St. Peter the Apostle School as we see Henry Inductivo against the defense there of Christopher Lee, and he was able to draw that foul on his drive. As we see here in our Metro Summit Realty instant replay. Henry Inductivo, hang time move, gets that foul on Christopher Lee.
Clearly a foul on Christopher Lee as he was unintentionally slapping that right arm instead of the ball. But all thanks to that hang time by Henry Inductivo with 9 points here in the ball game. But partner, I just want to commend the strong and effortful, masterful performance of St. Peter the Apostle School alumni on the defensive end of the floor. Consecutive possessions, they were able to stop via blocks, via interceptions, via swipes.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning earlier, this has huge implications in the team standings because the winner of this game will move up to 2-1, and a tie, a four-way tie for third place with Alumni Association of Xavier School, Chiang Kai-shek College alumni, and Philippine Cultural College alumni. Those three other teams, heavyweights in the 40-up division. 10 on the shot clock here. Ong, the fake, the jumper. It's good for Wesley Ong. And by the way, before that inbound pass, Ajong Wong back in the ball game, nursing 4 personal fouls. 12 on the shot clock. They go inside here. Kick out pass. Christopher Lee. The left corner jumper, no good. And a rebound by Milton Canare.
And all momentum has shifted to the side of the white shirts of Coach Mactan.
Oh! And an offensive foul whistled there on Henry Inductivo. That's the second personal foul on Henry Inductivo. But right now, St. Peter the Apostle School, though, with a 9-point advantage here. 2 minutes and 8 remaining here in the third quarter. So Henry Inductivo's foul count still manageable so far.
And that's what we heard from the coaching staff. Henry, you gotta chill. You only have 2 fouls. We have a very comfortable lead here at 9.
And there's a foul on that
and
drive
if that
there.
is on, not on
No.
Chong Wong.
No, that was not. That drive on by Rainiel C. Let's take a look at that one. So the foul there was on the trailing Wesley Ong.
Now Christopher Lee, opportunity for him to add to his total. We can remember very vividly 26 big points in that losing effort against Grace Christian College alumni, now with 9 points in this ball game.
So he's been held down as the marked man here for St. Peter the Apostle School. Now in double digits for PIQC as Christopher Lee. Quickly they go up court. Milton Canare, the layup is good. More transition points here for St. Peter the Apostle School this quarter.
Wow. Scoring outburst here for Coach Mactan's squad.
12 on the shot clock. C kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. Bang! Bang! Boom! Goes Rainiel C. A tough mama. Three-point basket.
And some arguments there from St. Peter the Apostle School alumni saying that would have been a traveling violation.
So yeah, it was a little bit of I think everyone was more distracted with that traveling, what they thought was a traveling violation
Than the shot.
Yeah, but here in our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay, we saw that Milton Canare attempt. He was able to fish for that foul, sending PIQC to their third team foul this quarter.
Already
Canare though missing that first free throw, leaving that one well short.
14 huge points on the board for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni since the halftime. Meanwhile, for PIQC, just 7 points for them.
Canare missing the second one. Quick rebound and a fast break here for Ivan C. Pulls up from three. No good. And the long rebound goes to Henry Inductivo. Man, how many rebounds does this guy have? Quickly to Dichauco all alone. Matador defense there by PIQC. Left behind in transition.
And that is the value of a Henry Inductivo to your team. A man who can do it all. Points, score, assists, dishing passes, defend.
Down to the last 24 of this quarter. 1 second differential between game and shot clock. They go to Ong, launching the three. Short. 6 seconds remaining for PIQC to make one last attempt here. Christopher Lee at the buzzer. Ooh, nearly makes that one off glass. And at the end of 3 quarters, it's 44-36 in favor of St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. What a turnaround here for the boys of Coach Mac Tan. And when we return, fourth and final quarter action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.
Fourth and final quarter action between St. Peter the Apostle School against PIQC here in the 40-up division. St. Peter the Apostle School up big here, 44-36. Coming up next, by the way, Grace Christian College, runners-up in Season 2, will face Northern Rizal Yorkland School. Grace Christian College, by the way, 3-0, atop the team standings, undefeated, followed by St. Stephen's High School alumni, 2-0. And Northern Rizal Yorkland, though, well behind in the standings, 0-3 for the newcomers. And we're going to have an interesting battle in that next one. You know what? Most of the games by Northern Rizal Yorkland, I noticed that they were in step
Yun
through
na nga
most
eh.
of the game.
Their record of 0-3 does not speak of their prowess, of their ability to pose a threat
Yes.
onto their very strong opponents. A very strong team in their own right, despite that 0-3 record.
Yeah. Going back to this ball game, Castro launching the three. No good. Ajong Wong gets the board. Playing with 4 personal fouls through the first 3 quarters of action. Wong. And there is a foul on that play. So let's take a look at that last play from our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay. They go inside to Ajong Wong here. Making a light contact there, and there is a whistle on the floor. We will find out from Jackson Mabandos. All right, okay, so it's a technical foul against PIQC for a second infraction of faking a foul. So that will mean a technical free throw here for Kirby Chua. And possession will stay here with St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. And so it's going to be a technical free throw to be awarded to Ajong Wong, actually. (44-36) is our count. So Wong here a chance to get on the board, and yes, he does. So Ajong Wong struggling throughout most of this ball game after an impressive performance in their last game with 15 points. 14 seconds on the shot clock with Wesley Ong inbounding from the baseline. They go inside. Kirby Chua. Easy as pie there underneath the hole.
And there's nothing you can do when Kirby Chua is able to get to his spot. More often than not, he will be able to... what's very impressive about Kirby Chua is parang very mastered niya yung fundamentals eh.
Oh yes. 5 on the shot clock here. Castro fakes, tries to drive at the shot clock buzzer, and it's a 24-second violation there against PIQC. It was another near traveling there for Castro.
Yeah, a lot of these instances to the dismay and frustration of the white shirts are those potential traveling calls.
17 on the shot clock. Chua gets fouled on that jumper by Castro, and he will troop to the line for 2 more free throws. So that's 2 team fouls already, as we see our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay with that Kirby Chua fake and that jumper, and he left Gilbert Castro in the dust.
Kirby Chua can beat you in ways more than one. Not only is he a good operator in the shaded area, but also a very sweet shooter from the perimeter. And he's like Kevin Durant with his pull-up jumpers.
Oh.
Parang bigla-bigla na lang siyang titigil, hitting
yeah.
on the break, pulling up. Very good-looking jump shot rather.
Yeah. Kirby Chua now with 19 points quietly.
Well, because this man doesn't have a lot of emotions on the floor, and that's what's very good about him. He's able to be calm, collected all throughout the ball game.
Castro, a bit too long on that jumper. Kirby Chua, nice find to Ajong Wong. Kick out pass here to Wesley Ong. 14 on the shot clock. So much time on the shot clock here for St. Peter the Apostle School. Cross-court pass to Kirby Chua. Off glass, no good. Ajong Wong, the rebound and the shot. Ajong Wong once again flexing his way down court.
And that is the importance of an Ajong Wong to your team. When he's on the floor, he's able to do those types of things. And when he's not, players are very quick to recognize that it's a much easier time down below.
And the foul there whistled against Joffrey Chua for St. Peter the Apostle School. That will mean 2 foul shots here on Arvin Ong with that great drive earlier to the basket.
And you have-
Rewarded for his aggressiveness.
Partner, you have to commend the adjustment here by Ajong Wong.
Yes.
4 early fouls in the second quarter.
Yes.
Now, he's been very effective in the rebounding and the shooting department without committing, fouls that would, one more would automatically send him out of the ball game.
That's right. So a little over 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth and final quarter, and 2 for 2 goes Arvin Ong from the foul line. And it's a 13-point advantage here for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. Bakers doesn't lead. Nice find underneath. What a reverse there by Joffrey Chua, but a bit too strong on that one. Here comes C. He gets hammered on the way to the basket by Wesley Ong. And again, 2 more foul shots there for PIQC as you take a look at that slow-mo replay courtesy of Metro Summit Realty. Hammered, whacked. That was a strong hit there by Wesley Ong on a driving Rainiel C.
A lot of action we're seeing here in this ball game, but a 13-point, very comfortable 13-point lead for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. But of course, no lead is safe,
Yes.
especially with the caliber, the quality of teams we have here in the Ayaba. Of course, we'd like to thank all players, all participating teams who make up this league.
Yes. Oh, and on that box out play, Joffrey Chua loses the handle at the baseline. Fresh 14 on the shot clock here for PIQC. 7 seconds on the shot clock. They go to Christopher Lee. Decides to drive. The layup, no good. A volleyball tip there by Christian Lee. And don't look now, it's an 11-point advantage here for St. Peter the Apostle School. Inductivo. 12 on the shot clock. They go to the other side to Edison Law. Inductivo. Touch pass to Kirby Chua. Gets the screen. Kirby Chua for 3 and leaves it short at the shot clock buzzer. Christopher Lee loses the handle, and what a recovery there by Edison Law. And here comes Henry Inductivo to Edison Law. They go inside to Ajong Wong. Wong, the spin, the floater, no good. He gets his own miss. And the rebound though recovered there by Christopher Lee. And what a recovery there by Ivan C. And it's down to a 9-point advantage for St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. And let's take a look at that transition play there. Wow.
Hanging in the air.
Yes,
was
Ivan C. Yeah. Having a coffee in midair, and we'll be right back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanboy Athletics Cup. We're back with more action from the third Ayaba Tanboy Athletics Cup, presented to you by Tanboy Athletics, Metro Summit Realty, People's General Insurance, Tough Mama Home and Kitchen Appliances, The Shawarma Shack, Stick O, Davies Mates, Auto Plus, Ravenol, Chemical Guys, Do-It-Yourself, Auto Detailing. And the league is powered by the Chinoy Basketball Association, with all games every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday live here from the Aero Center in Quezon City. Glad to have you with us. Diego De Paz, Brian Presilius on the call. From a huge double-digit advantage right now, St. Peter the Apostle School clinging on to a 9-point lead here, 51-42, causing Coach Mac Tan to call for that timeout. Inductivo launching the 3, no good, and DeChalco with the rebound, put back shot, no good again. And Milton Canary there could not get the handle on that leather. Quick fast break here, nice play. Nice find
That
there.
was smothered by Kirby Chua and Jong Wong.
Wow.
Team effort right there.
Arvin Ong there could not make that basket. Kirby Chua for 3. Back rims it, and here comes PIQC. Ivan C. Nice find to Ong. Ong the spin. Oh, and it gets blocked there by Kirby Chua, but that time around, Kirby Chua called for that foul. I know usually Kirby Chua can beat you 6 ways to Sunday, but not that time around.
This is the reason why St. Peter the Apostle School Alumni is a team not to mess with in this division. Because there are so many players in this squad who are like Swiss knives.
Yes.
Who have so many utilities and functions to their game. Just like Henry Inductivo, Kirby Chua, Jong Wong, who are two-way superstars who can defend
Yes.
well and of course create offensive output for Coach Mactan.
Arvin Ong making the first free throw, cutting this deficit to 8. Can't cut it further, but what a putback there for Christian Lee. No good. And scramble for the loose ball and recovered there by St. Peter the Apostle School. Henry Inductivo, the step, no good. Jong Wong loses the handle on that leather. And here comes PIQC. Oh, and a blocking foul whistled there against Julian De Chauco Jr.
Wow, the action we're seeing just parang we are already in the playoff. That's the atmosphere this game is giving me.
And that foul there, replay there on our Metro Summit Realty Instant Replay. Luckily there for Christopher Lee, that was a 50-50 call. It could have been an offensive foul had our referees seen the other way.
Only an 8-point lead here.
Ong, the quick jumper over the outstretched arms of Geoffrey Chua. And don't look now. It's a 6-point advantage for St. Peter the Apostle School, and it's slowly shrinking.
And again, we mentioned at the start of the fourth quarter, no lead is impossible, especially with the caliber of teams we have here at the Ayaba. Here's Christopher Lee.
Oh, what a block there by Kirby Chua, and that second try bothered by that defense of St. Peter the Apostle School. 5 on the shot clock here for PIQC. The fake. And a 24-second violation there called against PIQC. That smothering defense by St. Peter the Apostle School.
I am just so amazed, mesmerized. Whatever. If I can pull up the thesaurus, I will do so. Just so for me to be able to give justice to the defense of Kirby Chua. How will you describe the ability of this man to get up, straight up, do his vertical jump, and stop shots at the rim?
As I told you earlier, Kirby Chua can beat you 6 ways to Sunday. That's how good this man is. Can score, can defend, can rebound, can do it all. What can we say about him?
And also a player in the 40 up and 48 up division.
Oh yeah. Man, oh man. Less than 4 minutes to go here in this ball game. It's going to be a wild, wild wind-up. And this is just our first game in our doubleheader this Wednesday evening. 7 on the shot clock. Ong, the jumper, in and out. And the rebound there grabbed by Arvin Ong, and we have a foul on the floor. 3.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And just like that, Jong Wong now back on the floor. Much needed strength, length, height, and might for Coach Mactan.
Kirby Chua called for his second personal foul. So he's able to conserve his foul. So that's another amazing trait here for Kirby Chua. But again, St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, the first to enter penalty the rest of the way in this ball game. First free throw is short there for Arvin Ong, and it's not going to help their cause should they miss any more free throws.
With 3:26 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter, PIQC is down 6. The window of opportunity for them to rally back from this deficit is slowly shrinking, slowly diminishing. So the margin of error is much smaller here as time goes by.
And a great rebound there by Jong Wong. And here comes Ong. Now in their front court. Ong. Handoff to Henry Inductivo. 9 on the shot clock though. They go to the corner. Kirby Chua. 3 on the shot clock. Loses the handle. Oh, what a flip pass there by Christopher Lee. And all alone for that one-hander is Rainiel C. And the St. Peter the Apostle School lead is shrinking further. Let's take a look at that Metro Summit Realty instant replay. That floater there by Rainiel C in transition. 51-47. St. Peter the Apostle School wants to talk things over. We'll be right back. And we are back with more action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. St. Peter the Apostle School alumni seeing their once double-digit lead shrink to just a two-possession ball game here. 51-47.
At one point, it was at 16, partner.
Yeah.
Now only 4 with 2:55 remaining. And before we proceed with the ball game, just want to give a quick shout out to our co-broadcaster.
Yeah, to our co-anchor, co-analyst actually,
Greg
Cilia. Oh, and there's a whistle on the floor. Another foul on Henry Inductivo here and giving 2 more shots for PIQC.
And this is golden opportunity for Coach Michael Oliver's squad to inch closer,
Wow.
even closer to a single possession lead. 47-51, and a chance now for them to get to 49, Diego.
Yeah. First free throw, swish. Cool, calm, and collected is Ivan C. Now with 14 points to his name. And that is, fails to make the second one, and now it's a 3-point ball game. Ajong Wong clearing the rebound there. They go inside, Kirby Chua, Henry Inductivo, 15 on the shot clock. They go inside to Ajong Wong. Great find there to the corner. De Chauco, the jumper. Automatic, supersonic. Making it a 5-point lead here for St. Peter the
And that's what
Apostle
you
School.
want if you are Coach Mactan, for the defense to collapse on Ajong Wong, but just like that.
Wow. Christopher Lee making that tough mama 3-point shot to fall. A tough one at that against the outstretched arms of the St. Peter the Apostle defense. And midnight hours has arrived in this ball game. The miss there by De Chauco, and he loses that one at the baseline though. But our referees say it's going to stay with St. Peter the Apostle School alumni, Henry Inductivo, to orchestrate this play. Line formation here for St. Peter. They inbounded to Ajong Wong, but tapped out of bounds by Arvin Ong. 8 on the shot clock here with 1:46 remaining in this ball game.
Now they remove Ajong Wong from that shaded area near Henry Inductivo.
Henry Inductivo, smart play there, bouncing it off the hand there of Arvin Ong, trying to break that 5-second count.
If they're able to inbound this successfully, this is only 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Inductivo trying to find an opening here. Nice find underneath. Kirby Chua, no good. And the rebound there. Tried to be cleared there, and it's cleared by PIQC. Here comes Christian Lee. Nice find to Christopher Lee. Long jumper, no good. Inductivo with the rebound. 1:25 remaining. And it's a full complement of the shot clock here for the white shirts.
Flex
On the
action.
shot clock. They go inside to Ajong Wong. Wong, the hoop. And yes, using that muscle to get into that shaded lane.
That's
65 seconds
you know,
remaining.
partner, that is a definition of carving up some space.
Yes, what a way to put that, partner. Underneath the basket, Christian Lee missing that one, and we have a foul whistled against PIQC. And this lead now at 4 for St. Peter the Apostle School. A crucial basket earlier there by Ajong Wong, who looks winded. And Milton Canare here, returning to the ball game, replacing Ajong Wong. 50.7 remaining here.
Only 4 points to make up for here for Philippine Institute of Quezon City, but the ball still is with St. Peter the Apostle School alumni.
12 on the shot clock here for Inductivo. Inductivo, there's a reach and foul there from behind from Christopher Lee. But that's the foul to give though for PIQC. .4 remaining. And Ajong Wong returning to the ball game, replacing Milton Canade. 14 on the shot clock here for the white shirts of St. Peter the Apostle School. Ajong Wong receives it. Nice find inside. The shot no good for De Chauco, and it's out of bounds off of De Chauco. 25.5 remaining, and PIQC wants to talk things over. 55-51. We'll be right back with more action here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. And we are back with the last 25.5 seconds of action here in the Aero Center in Quezon City. St. Peter the Apostle School 55, PIQC 51. Winning time for both of these teams. And we saw the different shades of intensity from both sides here.
Well,
St. Peter the Apostle School, a little bit more intense, but we saw on PIQC side a little bit more calm though.
this close of a ball game, definitely you will see a lot of change in momentum. You know, the swinging of pendulum from left to right, right to left. But ultimately, it's St. Peter the Apostle School alumni hanging on to this 4-point lead with 25.5 seconds remaining. So virtually only one possession here.
14 on the shot clock here for PIQC. The quick three, no good. And Ajong Wong gathers the rebound and he gets fouled. And there's a chance for Ajong Wong to ice the game and make a huge turnaround after a forgetful first 3 quarters.
And all thanks to the adjustment of Coach Mactan, the heroics of Henry Inductivo, the return of Adrian Ajong Wong, and of course Kirby Chua. Never surrendered, never stopped hoisting up those shots despite very early misses.
Ajong Wong making the first free throw. Now with quick lead here. Actually a quiet 7 points in this ball game for Ajong Wong. Missing that one, but long rebound here gathered by Wong, and he gets fouled once again. With 13.9 remaining, a chance to make this a 7-point lead with 2 free throws. And Christopher Lee fouls out of the ball game, our first casualty, and that's it for him tonight.
The top scorer for Coach Michael Oliver of Philippine Institute of Quezon City. Adrian Wong making the first of two.
And come Sunday, they will be facing St. Stephen's High School, the undefeated St. Stephen's High School, in the opening game of our 40-up division at 9 in the morning. And we have another timeout on the floor, this time on the side of Philippine Institute of Quezon City. We'll be right back with more third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup act. .9 seconds remaining in our first game of our Wednesday doubleheader here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup. Up next, it will be Grace Christian College, undefeated after 3 games, will face Northern Rizal Yorkland School in our first versus last matchup. Quick shot here for PIQC, top of the key. Tough mama! 3-point shot there for Arvin Ong. And Coach Mactan burns his last timeout. And it's down to a 4-point lead here for St. Peter the Apostle School. But hold on. We'll be getting confirmation first from our officiating crew here. So it is a timeout here called for St. Peter the Apostle School, their final timeout of the ball game. We'll be right back with more action when we return. We're down to the last 10.3 of this ball game, and that timeout allowed St. Peter the Apostle School to inbound on the front at their front court. Ajong Wong to Henry Indoctivo, and he gets quickly fouled there by Arvin Ong. That's the second casualty here for PIQC. Christopher Lee and Arvin Ong already fouled out. Henry Indoctivo a chance to make this into a more comfortable 6-point advantage. Gets the first one to trickle in. And, barring a miracle here for PIQC.
Well, if Henry Indoctivo makes free throws, well, that's it. That might have been it.
That's it after that rebound there by Kirby Chua. And they won't foul anymore. And that is the end of our first ball game here in our Wednesday doubleheader. St. Peter the Apostle School surviving a late challenge here from PIQC, 59-54. And partner, your final thoughts on this ball game?
Final thoughts on this ball game is St. Peter the Apostle School alumni. very strong team. Defensively, offensively, they have all the players who can match up against, whoever you have on your squad. You have Henry Inductivo to serve as your floor general. You have your anchor on defense, and even he can carve space inside, talking about the muscle man, Ajong Wong. And of course, our best player of the ball game, Kirby Chua, very calm, very collected. Not a lot of emotions to this man, but he allows his game to speak for himself. He allows the game to come to him. He's not forcing his shot. Sometimes he has a lot of consecutive misses, but once he gets into his rhythm, he's non-stop.
Yes. PIQC falls down to 1-2 while St. Peter the Apostle School moves up to a four-way tie for third place at 2-1. Our best player of the ball game, our interview with our best player of the ball game, Kirby Chua.
And partner, he's also our defensive player of the game.
Yeah, our interview with our Tanduay Athletics best player of the ball game, Kirby Chua, as well as our Stick-O best defensive player of the ball game, coming up next here in the third Ayaba Tanduay Athletics Cup.
Maganda ang araw, masaya ang buhay. Cooking and living, simple lang.
Ang homebody ko, Top Mama. Simple at maaasahan.
Nobody stops like mama.